Welcome back, viewers, to another episode of Bishop's DIY Auto Repair. Today we're working on the 2012 Nissan Titan with the big V8 in it. We're going to be doing the oil change today. So let's go ahead and pop the hood and start working on this project. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pop the hood. Oh, for hell's sakes. Alright, we need to get that off. But first, let me show you a special tool in order to get the oil, drain fill thing off. Hold on. Alright, so now we got my special tool here to get the thing off of there. I'm gonna have to edit that out. Oh, for hell's sakes, I need to get something better. Try to. Set that over there. Might even want to pull the dipstick out. Alright, so before we go ahead and start draining the oil, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. It really helps out with the channel and it also helps me out. Also go ahead and hit that like button down below because it might help someone else come across this in the future. Let's head underneath and get this oil draining. Make sure you get gloves so that way you don't get any of that nasty oil on you. It'll be really bad for the skin. Make sure you're always practicing safety precautions and wearing some kind of safety glasses or something to keep the debris out of your hand. So with that out of the way, let's head underneath. Alright, viewers, we are under the vehicle. There's normally a panel under here. It's held up by 4 bolts. You got one up in here and these 2 notches. They go right up in there. And then you've got another one that goes there and there. It's easy to get to. So once you get that down, now you can start draining the oil. Alright, viewers, so if you come back on the passenger side, you've got that. Oh, fuck, goddamn light. Alright, so you've got this bolt right here on the passenger side. That's going to be your oil pan. So we need to go and remove that bolt. This is going to be a 14 millimeter. Let's go and get that removed. Alright, so now we can go ahead and get this drained. You can keep your hand up and out of the way. That way it doesn't come back at you and get you. Go and add a little bit of pressure to the bolt so that it keeps the oil from getting all over the place until you know it's free. That way you don't drop the bowl as well. And then you can just go and move it out of the way. We'll go ahead and let that drain. Alrighty, so in the front of the engine we have our oil filter right here. We're going to go and take that off. And it's kind of nice because it has a little spout here, so just line your oil pan up. It should just go right in there. Twist that off. Remember, just keep a little bit of pressure to it. That way it doesn't come falling down when it releases. That way you can have a controlled spill without making a mess. And just going right in the pan. Finish removing it. If you want to avoid even getting more of a mess, you can just kind of leave it there and let it drain. Before you remove it all the way, just go and finish removing this. Remember to keep a little bit of pressure. Okay, now that's free. Go and just let it down. Okay, and we'll just go and stick it right on in there. Alright, we'll let that finish draining. Now I'll bring it back, we'll clean this up and put everything back together and fill it up with oil. Alright, so it still looks like it's dripping a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and just kind of clean this up around here. You also want to check for any gaskets that from your old oil filter. Sometimes they can get stuck on here. If it's still on there and you put the new one on, it's almost a guaranteed leak, so check for any leftover gasket. Make sure that's all nice and clean. Alright, so we'll go and let that finish dripping and we'll finish cleaning it up. Alright, it looks like it's fairly well drained. Let's go ahead and clean that up. Make sure it has nice clean mating surface. Alrighty, and then before you put the oil filter in, make sure you put a ring of oil around on the gasket. And because this filter is in there slanted, I went ahead and filled it up with oil to reduce the risk of a dry start. So let's go ahead and throw this back up in there. There you go, and stick it on there, twist it on. Okay, go and go and get nice and tight. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and clean up our drain pan a little bit. Okay, clean that up. And because our washer was so shredded, you might want to check for any remnants of that stuck to it. And go and replace your new bolt. Make sure you don't cross thread it, or else it's going to be a real pain in the future. So if it doesn't go in easily, don't try to force it. It's the number one thing. You do not want to strip this bolt. Okay, we're going to go and tighten that down. Snug that up. We don't want to go too hard and tighten it up. Just go nice and gentle, just a little bit past tight. Should be good. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh my goodness, so I apparently do not have any brake clean, or else I was going to spray this down. But let's go ahead and just wipe this up really good. Apparently I'm going to have to go get some more. We're just going to go ahead and clean this up. Come back over to the oil pan, go and clean that up. There we go. Alright. Let's go ahead and add oil into it. Alright, we're going to go and add the oil. And also this is going to take about 7 quarts, just a little bit less. Let's go ahead and finish dumping this in. Now we're going to go and throw in another quart. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and fire it up, get the oil pressure up, and check the oil. Make sure everything's good to go. Alright, so let's go ahead and check the oil now. Alright guys, there's the 2012 Nissan Titan oil change for you. I hope that helped you out. If it did, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. Love to hear from you guys. Other than that, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you never miss another one of my repair videos. And also ring that bell notification. That way you get notified every time I release a new video. And also hit that like button because it really helps out the YouTube algorithm. It might help someone else come across this video and help them out doing their oil change. Other than that, have a great day and we'll catch you in the next repair.